55 Jag. It's a crusty old Jag. I had it look like a race car. Never raced, but it does run and ride, but it just won't go backwards. It'll start probably with 2 cranks, even with sitting up there, so I hate to take it to the scrapyard.
No, don't do that.
It has a great, for my car guy friends don't like it because it's a Jaguar, but I think it's got a kind of an interesting look because it's a 4-door, they call those a saloon, 4-door saloon. And they raced them. They did race them.
I remember these.
The movie projectors.
Well, for the carousel for the slideshow projector, yep.
Yeah, it's vertical though. They're usually,
Yeah, that's odd. Yeah.
So I have car slides in there. I spent a good. This was to be a 2 to 3 year project when I graduated Penn State. I was a marketing major. 2 to 3 years, and it turned into 32 years. There's another player piano from another restaurant that was in Central Pennsylvania.
Is it? The one I grew up with,
Pump.
You had to pump.
Yes. These were all pumps, but you could buy, like you said, for a bicycle, you could buy a kit to motorize the bike. This has an electrification kit put on it.
Pneumatic pump? Was it air driven or what? I don't know.
There's bellows in there, and then they.
I remember these boxes, QRS, yes.
And so this was at an ice cream parlor in my hometown that closed mysteriously in the 70s, and there's a newspaper. All this stuff is not that going to be. You're going to have to see so much. But that's me in the picture. 6 years old. My birthday party was held up there.
There's Jimmy.
That's me with my dad. My dad's still living, and there we were in 1971. Place closed in 72.
And
50 years. We had no idea.
Delivered on a wooden dog sled.
Yep.
Yeah, probably made here, right?
No. That dog sled. No, those were. But that was my memory, and then we relocated this piano about a half a dozen years ago, thinking it was gone forever. Found it nearby, had it delivered here, and both pianos work. I just have everything shut off in here. But then the doorway through there leads through 40,000 square feet of a lot of empty space, but more cars.
Wow.
And but it was vendor spaces. It was like a big flea market. You walked in, and for me, it was my life, my livelihood. But I had it. I had it after COVID, had it after my mom passing, and I had a wonderful manager who wanted to retire, and I wasn't going to replace her. My dad's first car.
So that's with this shed. Were these different vendor
there
sheds?
Were partition. You could see there were more partitions.
We had indoor flea markets like that in Boston. When building 19 and a half went out of business, there was a huge one up in Lynn. It turned into like this maze. A maze. You go into this building.
That was the fun of these places. But then there's what do they call it up there? Field in Mass, in Brimfield.
Yes, Brimfield Flea Market.
There's big festivals, events, and stuff. I was an antique mall in an old sled factory. I marketed for 32 years. I have adult kids that have no interest in it, so we shut it down. I kicked everybody out. I said, I'm done. I'm retiring. My town is still a little miffed at me for closing. I said, there's more to life, man. More to life.
Why they're mad at you for closing up the business?
We closed like Seinfeld. We closed out on a high note. We closed when we were at the top of our game. Now, we'll sell the building if someone comes along, but property values and interest in this town are for 140-year-old factory buildings.
Yeah, this town seems a little depressed. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I get.
They revived the downtown, but this is basically the halfway point of the trail.
So this is from a real post office?
Yeah.
Those are P.O. boxes?
York, Pennsylvania. These are people from the Howard Stern show. That movie?
I love that movie.
I rented. So when you watch it, my soda fountain props are in the movie.
Really?
In the scene where Angelina Jolie and
yeah.
Goldberg are in the soda fountain.
Yeah, and the mother comes in with the daughter and they get in an argument. That was your stuff.
I have props inside.
Wow.
Now they used not this location, but they took a lot of my things out of here to pepper the spot in Mechanicsburg, PA, which you were fairly close. That's
the Papagino's. Oh, you might have something I've seen before, but the Papagino's in Woburn at the mall, which the mall is gone like a lot of malls.
Yes.
They had the main machine, and then they had one of these at each table where you could. And
they all work.
There was a pizza shop in my town where you could put quarters into a little black and white TV and watch TV.
There was point operated TVs. I've had those.
I've seen them at
the
JFK.
Yep. There's the jukebox over there.
The main one.
And then these all are hardwired. They send a signal to it. If I turned it on, it would probably fire up.
Wow.
But there's the main juke. Remember testing tubes at a drugstore for your TV?
No, but I have owned. I used to collect old radios when I was a kid, and a lot of them had tubes.
Yeah, well, these were tube testers, usually found in stores. You test your tube, find it was bad, replace it. It's a little more involved than that, but if you had a basically bad tube, but still you needed a radio or TV guy to come to the house. But all my TVs work, all this stuff worked, everything would turn on.
This one's great. This is tell me about this. This is fantastic.
That one and the one behind you.
Yeah.
I have 6 of those. That's one.
Oh yeah.
Same, different, little bit different size pictured screen. But they're Philcos. They're called Predictas. There's a brochure for it.
All right.
They were made in the late 50s, early 60s.
And that was big money back then.
They were very expensive. They had their biggest feature. They were very space age looking, but they had rotating picture tubes.
I love it.
And with that, though, they ran very hot, very unreliable.
Where's the antennas?
They're folded down in.
Oh.
But I have a little cable I can run DVD through, where I can stream.
No, I get you. Yeah. Yeah, there's adapters for.
Yeah. That's an old JVC, or no, Panasonic, I think.
That's.
Oh no, JVC.
So does it have a radio and a TV?
An alarm clock. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, 70s. That's newer.
I got in trouble. I wasn't really allowed to watch TV when I was a kid. My parents thought it was bad. I was allowed to watch PBS.
Sure.
So as soon as I had money, I went to Lechmere, which is a department store in the Boston area, and I bought one that had been returned. So I got it for a little bit less. I bought a Sony Watchman.
I have those too.
And my mother found it.
Oh boy.
Oh, it went through batteries like nothing. Like I'd go through 4 batteries just in 45 minutes going to work. My mother found it, and I lied to her. I told her, I said, "Oh, I borrowed it from a kid at school," and she didn't believe it at all. She was like, well, "Whose is it then?" Oh, I got in trouble.
You hooligan.
Yeah.
That picture behind you.
Yeah.
With the soda machine. Now that's in my office. I have an office building across the street.
Yep.
That I don't know if you've ever listened to Howard Stern or not, or you've heard of Howard Stern.
Yeah, sure I have.
Of his politics or whatever.
My mother wouldn't buy me his book for my birthday.
To the left, that's his producer, who goes by Baba Booey.
Right here?
That's me on the right.
That's you?
Yeah,
Oh, look how young you are.
Yeah, that's 13 years ago, I think. When we filmed here, we filmed the VH1 special.
Nice.
They were traveling the country doing segments on pop culture and rock and roll memorabilia. So they visited New York, LA, Nashville, and Duncannon, Pennsylvania.
What is this?
It is an old kind of a gambling machine. And I haven't figured out, but where the picture is, there would have been some sort of 3-dimensional cardboard thing in there.
That balls were rolling down?
Balls would, yeah, so they were called punch cards.
Well, I'm going to make a big joke about this. Do not punch more than 50 balls at one time. I'm going to put a face of like Elizabeth Warren or something in front of that. Yeah.
Even my refrigerator, I can hear it buzzing. I do have it plugged in. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, get a little cool. Yeah, we have no.
Well, they had real Freon back. Look at this ice on this. Wow, this thing's what, 70 years old?
At least. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, and we used it, but it's probably freezing up from. Yeah, it's freezing up.
Well, it's very humid out.
It doesn't have a good seal, so it's getting. So you defrost these, and then there's a pan underneath that collected the water. You dump the water, but this is still running after.
So here's the old ice cream fountain right here. I worked at You ever heard of Friendly's? They still sell their ice cream, but Friendly's restaurants up in the East Coast, they went as far, but they're kind of going out of business.
Yeah, they were.
But I used to make
Hershey at one time.
I used to make ice cream sodas and all kinds of stuff. We had similar to this, but those days are over. And then the heater, the other ones that heated up the hot fudge, maybe built into one of these, but you know what I'm talking about, yeah.
Hot fudge. Here's all my dispensers. Here's some other.
I worked another. Remember the shell. The one that you dip it in,
and they still do that to be in like the Jersey Shore.
Huh.
So in the Delaware Shore, I have a house. I have a house there, so I'm there quite. Actually, that's why. See, my water's turned off. I can't dust it.
That's okay. It's okay.
Well, no, it's driving me crazy because I'm kind of a.
This is going to be the #1 video of my whole adventure. I've posted some other videos that people liked, but like.
Last drugstore, and this is the last drugstore in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And I'm not but I'm not opening. There's no. Unless the governor said they were coming. And
you'd clean it up then.
I have to be in town, and I'm not cutting any vacation short. But it had its day. People loved being here. The place was mobbed, especially on the weekends. But now.
Oh, I never seen that. A double header ice cream cone.
Yeah,
That's
great.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: it's still full.
Wow.
I'm sure it will deteriorate, or if there are bugs in there. But that is probably like 70,
Kit
80
Kat
years
bars
old.
without the chocolate. Let me see.
Just some, just lots of stuff to look at. I'm gonna just walk by you a second.
All right. Wow.
There's a lot of, and I could have have an auction and sell everything. I'm not ready to do that. I enjoy. This is my man cave.
This is great. You have your own personal museum, man. This is so
You're
cool.
not far from Hershey, where I live, and there is the National Antique Automobile Museum.
How far is Hershey, Pennsylvania from here?
By walking, it's hard for me to tell, but 25 minutes, half hour.
So is it closer to where I'm heading in northeast? Is it northeast of here? Is it north of here, or is it?
I'm trying to think. The trail will not go by there.
No, I know it won't, but I don't know if it's going within 10 miles or something. I'm not going to walk there.
No.
I've been there. I went there in the
Yeah,
1970s.
Hershey Park is there. I live a couple miles from there. But with that, there's a museum there that is my influence, and I loan them cars, and we do displays and projects together. But
So also, I know that they use old cars for movies. They
just got a call for that. I'm at this stage of my life, you can't pay me enough. The thrill's not there for me anymore. So you can't pay me enough for renting an old car.
A few years ago, the movie came out, Good Bar.
Okay.
And they filmed a scene at an old bowling alley in Wakefield, Massachusetts. They just used the outside.
Yeah.
And then people with old cars were paid to come
Park
and park
outside.
there.
Yeah. That's fun if you're nearby and want to do that. But if they want to take any, like someone just called me about one of my ice cream scooters.
And
you can't pay me enough to have me to take it with you and go somewhere and rebadge it and then ding it up and whatever. What are you going to pay me?
My friend Peter called me up about 2 years ago. I had a little extra money because I got extra money from COVID or whatever. And he said, well, a friend of his in town who worked as a mason, who used to go up to a quarry about 20 miles north of Boston, had seen an old car and knew that Peter would be interested in it. I ended up buying this car, but now it's gone because Peter said he was going to fix it up for me, and just everything fell apart. But I bought an Oldsmobile 98. I don't remember what year it was. It's like late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And the interior was,
boat.
it had the monster engine. What was it called? It had that huge 8-cylinder, the Rocket. It had the Rocket V8.
Yeah.
And the interior was like,
Immaculate.
it had not been on the road since 1989. That was what the sticker was on it. It was stored inside a wooden building at the quarry from 89 to 2023.
Yeah, that happens. It happens more often than people think. I mean, the pickers have made that kind of
It
stuff.
had like 30,000 miles on it,
But what
and I
happened?
bought it.
didn't
Well,
run. It was the worst thing when a car sits for a period of time, even though it's in nice shape. Mechanically, it usually needs a good overhaul.
oh yeah, you need to put a few thousand into it, but what a
If you want to do
dream.
that, but I've done that with a lot of.
So they made these in Boston, right? At Necco.
I know, yeah.
Necco went out of business.
New England candy or something.
Confectionery. Yeah. So these.
I don't know where those. I have some Necco. Maybe even down
You
there.
might have the Sky Bars, or you might have
Package. I have some
Clark.
because I collect vending machines and Coke machines and that stuff too. Wow. But it's all not here. Not everything's out.
Oh, do you have an old? Yeah, you do. That's it right there. An old Howie Carr on the radio was talking about these cans the other day. He was talking about the man on the can.
Yeah, that is an old one.
Yes, it is.
Stuff has been in these cases for 30 years already. So I got them. They were old, but now they're even older. And
Now
they've been sitting here.
You don't have to dust them.
Some of the stuff I don't.
Hi,
Some
Jimmy.
of the stuff I re-look at. I go, I forgot I had that.
My grandmother worked at a store, and when they returned their comic books for credit, they just cut the front cover off and sent the covers back to get the credit. So she had a pile of these old Archie comics from the 50s where it was only missing the cover.
Isn't that something that they would have done? That they destroyed them.
Yeah.
But to get the credit, to prove that they didn't sell them. But meanwhile, if they would have known, they'd have kept them with the cover
It would
intact.
have been worth more. All right, Jimmy, I got to get back up on the trail. Hey, it was nice meeting you, man.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
What a
Safe
trip this
travels.
was. Thank you.
I'm gonna get mine.